Hey, what's going on, everyone? Ed Stojancevich with episode 1 of the Stojo Zone. I am here accompanied with my lovely wife,
Denise Stojancevich. I'm glad you said lovely. I was going to say that.
She's super nervous right now. So anyway, since she's nervous, let's go ahead and quickly get to our intro. That was a nice little lovely intro.
Yeah.
I liked it.
It was nice.
It was nice.
Nerve-wracking.
It was shout out. It was to my old band Project Revolution. So shout out to the guys. So anyway, we are here. I got to tell you, I've been wanting to do a podcast for quite some time. I've decided that, after wanting to do it for a few years, why not pull the trigger on it? So for those who don't know me, I'm Ed Stojancevich, born and raised in the region. Like I said, got a lovely wife, got 2 amazing kids and 3 dogs that I love. 2 of them, one is growing on me.
He's adorable, but he's a handful.
His name is Winston. You can check us out on Facebook, Ed Stojancevich or Denise Stojancevich, and you can also check us out on the Stojo Zone. So anyway, we're coming with you today. 2020, what a crazy year to start a podcast, huh?
Yeah. That's crazy. We should have started it in March. So we had something to do.
Something to do on quarantine. So I don't know about you guys, but this has been a whirlwind of a year. You've had the good, you've had the bad, you've had the ugly, and you've had the hideous. And the only thing I can say is we can keep strong and keep moving forward and hopefully, have a good fourth quarter to the end of 2020. So
by hideous, you meant me being in my pajamas all day long, right? That's what you meant.
She has been in her pajamas all day long.
During quarantine.
During quarantine. Okay.
Every day.
So, speaking of fourth quarter, sports, I'm like, the highlight of quarantine for me was the fact that it took a pandemic to release the Chicago Bulls documentary.
Yeah.
The Last Dance. It was cool. I liked it. A lot of people may not have cared for how they portrayed Jordan in that episode or in the episodes, but at the end of the day, the dude got stuff done, and that was kind of like the highlight of my 2020 so far.
I think it was nice watching that because there was no sports on. I mean, quarantine would have been a lot better if there was football or basketball or
I tried to watch
freaking tennis.
Be quite honest with you, I would have watched icing.
What about that one that they scrape the ice?
I think that's icing.
No, that's not.
No, it's not icing. It's
I think you're wrong.
I forgot what it's called. Google to the rescue.
We watched it with the walkers at the bar.
Yeah, we did. I forgot what
it was called.
It's an Olympic sport. Anyway, it's an Olympic sport, and we were drinking water that night.
Shuffling or something?
It's like ice shuffling. So whoever knows what that is, I completely forgot what it is because it's not a sport we watch all the time. Please leave a comment below so you can educate us because obviously we don't know what the heck all the Olympic sports are. So anyway, I'm glad sports are going back to it. I'm actually glad that high school sports are starting again too.
Yes.
So I'm super stoked about that. Disappointed that college football is kind of being put on the back burner.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan.
Yeah, and it's also kind of scary too with all these kids going back to school as well.
Yeah, it is.
Being in the dorms together, and I know they're getting tested though, but
yeah, it's crazy. I got to tell you, I don't really want to talk too much about COVID because I think everybody's tired of hearing about it. But, I think you should take the proper precautions if you need to take it. If you're high risk, take the proper precautions. But, I don't know, my opinion, I'm not a medical expert or anything like that, but let the kids be kids. Let them play. Let them, go back to school, and so on and so forth. And if you're if you're high risk, then, take the proper precautions, but as far as the sports and everything like that, I think that some of these college kids and everything who are, their sports are everything. It's going to suck. It's going to suck that they're not going to have that. So I'm just glad that some of these high school kids are getting a chance to play and knock on wood, nothing gets, nothing gets canceled or
if it gets postponed, yeah, that would be better than canceled. Postponed.
I would much rather get postponed than canceled, what's it? Illinois already has. They've already postponed theirs till spring for football, and I think some of their fall sports and everything. Yeah. So locally, during the whole lockdown, I know we got a chance to go to a few different restaurants. Well, I don't want to say go to a few different restaurants, but
ordered.
Yeah, we got a chance to order. What was some of your favorite in the area that we ordered?
I liked Tavern on Main.
Tavern on Main's always good.
Amazing. We tried Mama D's Pizza. That was good.
Mama D's Pizza is pretty good. So, I got to give a shout out to El Presidente, Dave Portnoy from Barstool. Not like he's ever going to hear the podcast, but still, anyway, he has the pizza review. All right, Frankie, he's got the pizza. He's got the pizza reviews, and pizza is hands down one of my favorite meals, bar none. What's yours?
Italian, definitely Italian. Specifically, pastas, just anything spaghetti, pasta.
I hate spaghetti. Alfredo's okay.
Lobster, crabs.
I don't like.
We had crabs yesterday.
We did. I don't like. I don't like spaghetti. I'm probably one of the one out of every 100,000 people that just doesn't like spaghetti on earth. So
he likes my spaghetti.
I'm not a big fan of it.
Oh, what a jerk!
I deal with it anyway. I like the fact that Mama D's kind of has that like crunchy crust. It's almost like I don't want to say burnt because I don't want to turn anybody off from getting it, but it definitely. I'm a crispy crust.
Pizza.
Yeah, it's a thin pizza. I thought that place was good. Aurelio's is always solid pizza.
We had Giordano's too with their pastas.
Yeah.
Alfredo.
Well, let me just get into.
You didn't like but I ate the pasta. You had the pizzas and everything.
Yeah, so it's all right. I know you didn't care for it, but I like Provecho. You said it was okay.
Yeah, it's okay.
Maybe it's a different experience if we go there, but I liked it. I thought it was awesome.
We ate that out. Yeah, we took that home.
Yeah, we got it that one. Remember that one day we were going to order, but it ended up getting too late. Yeah. But with that being said, we always tried to we tried to support some of the local businesses and everything like that because with everybody getting shut down and I mean you got all these waiters, waitresses, and these cooks and all that other stuff. They they weren't able to have the people that's normally inside the restaurant and everything like that. So we definitely tried to I don't know, quote unquote, like spread the wealth. I would say we probably ate out more during quarantine than I could have ever remembered. Like it was a few times a week, and I'm just like, oh my goodness, when I got a home cooked meal,
winter all over again.
Yeah, when I got a home cooked meal, I was actually excited about it. So shout out. I'll tell you what, two of my favorite places that I usually go to. Fluid, because it's so far away. Well, at least for me right now. That's my favorite coffee spot, hands down.
Mine too.
Yeah, Allison and Charles are probably two of the coolest human beings ever.
Yeah.
Allison and Charles, I think you need a Fluid in Lake County. Just throwing it out there. But I think Fluid's awesome. If I'm in Porter County whatsoever, I will literally make it a point to go to Fluid to grab some coffee and to grab their roast that like their because they got the roasting lab and everything like that.
We just won't go in that room that something got thrown around.
Yeah,
that was
she
creepy.
posted that on Facebook the other day. I'm like, what in the hell was that? What did I just see? That shelf.
We'll bring you some sage.
Yeah,
and for trades of coffee.
Yeah, for coffee. Yeah, sage for coffee beans. I couldn't believe. I'm like, Denise, look at this. That shelf literally just threw itself across the room.
Dang,
like it was crazy.
Creepy.
Big fan of them. They pretty much, it's one of those places I can pretty much close my eyes, pick out a drink, and be perfectly happy with it. Another place I like out here, I like Uptown Cafe out in Ground Point. They're always good. I know you don't care for them. You're shaking your head. I like them. Ariana likes them.
I think it might be just too fancy for me.
Too fancy?
I don't know. They do like fancy, like that lavender lemonade and stuff like that. Like, I don't know what to order there. That's
you didn't
the
even
reason.
Try it.
I know, because I don't know what to order there. I look at the the menu, and I'm like, I don't know. Order for me. It's like beer. I never order my beer. You always do for me.
I do.
So when I go on to a bar by myself, I don't know what to order.
So this woman went from being a wine drinker and this and that anytime we would go out, or she would have a mixed drink, to we ended up getting tickets one year for Crown Brew Fest. I think this was 2015, which if you haven't had a chance to go to one of those local brewery fests, they're awesome. We've gone to a few. We went in 2015 and we went there and she's like, all right, well, I'm going to try some beer. Well, she went from not drinking beer and despising even looking at it to now
almost
she's
taking a trolley home with Angela.
Yeah. Then you ended up, drinking beer, and now you drink beer with your pinky out, so you're fancy,
I'm not fancy.
Speaking of beer,
give me a Corona and I'm fine.
And a hot day, I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
What is do you have a favorite brewery locally?
18th Street.
18th Street.
My favorite.
Yeah.
But I like it in Gary, Miller.
The Miller one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I. I'm more.
It's a home filling. It just feels.
I'm more of the old school.
I think it's because it's the first one that, opened and we went there.
Yeah.
When it was blizzarding out in a brand new car. We thought we were going to get snowed in.
FYI, I don't think blizzarding is a word.
It is now.
Well, we ended up going there. I think it was like the first week that they opened up. And, it was a blizzard out. And you know what?
We had fun.
1.5 feet of snow ain't going to stop us from going out there.
Especially when you're a little bit sauced and warm.
Yeah. I was the DD, though.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe that. It was a place that I wanted to go, and I ended up being the DD.
Yeah, you were.
Unbelievable.
Sucks to be you.
Yeah, exactly. I like 18th Street. I like 18th Street's probably one of my favorites. Obviously, Floyd's. I actually got a Floyd's shirt on now. But there's a lot of good beer out here in Northwest Indiana.
Yeah.
I think
so you really like all the dark beer.
I do, but I don't like them in summer. Like, I don't like during like spring. So like when it's hot outside, I don't like to have dark beer. It's
Candy Crushable isn't dark, is it?
No.
That's my favorite beer, by the way.
Was that a plug for anybody that ever sees you? They're just going to start handing you Candy Crushable.
Oh, that would be lovely, wouldn't that?
4th of July.
You would love me.
For 4th of July parades, people are going to start throwing you cans of Candy Crushable.
It's like candy, right?
Well,
technically it says candy.
It's adult candy,
We'll take it.
So, yeah, we like hitting up some of that stuff, 2020's put a damper on things, though, because, like I said, we haven't really done we haven't done a lot of stuff that we're normally used to doing. We had a trip out to California that we had planned
canceled.
out. Couldn't
see my sister.
Yeah, I know.
Don't make me cry.
Those are tears of joy.
You're an idiot.
No, we had a trip planned to go out to California, but just like with everything going on, just didn't really feel all that comfortable. And then just like with everything that's going on now with the protests and everything else, it's just like, well, I'm going to stay in my neck of the woods.
Yeah. Safer.
So, yeah, a little bit safer and everything like that, I got to tell you, though, I am like overdue for some beach time. Like, it is unbelievable that I haven't been to a beach in
we should have went to California and went to what, Black Bear? Was that the nudist colony?
Oh, yeah. Wish I would have had my drone then.
We took the kids there.
Yeah, we did. But we were so high up that everybody looked like ants.
They did look like, thank God. And I want to see some old wrinkly balls.
You're crazy.
Saggy boobies.
Right. We that was the same thing. What's up with us taking our kids to nudist beaches?
That was the second one.
Because we were out in Canada.
Canada, in Toronto.
We were out and we were out at that island out
on a trolley.
On a trolley.
Taking a tour.
And they're like, oh yeah, on the other side of that is the nudist beach. I'm like, what?
Close your eyes.
Close your eyes, kids. Can you show me where exactly is this place, please?
And he took out his binoculars.
Yeah.
Like he had binoculars with him.
Out of nowhere. I slid the person next to me. I was like, hey, I'll give you $20 for those binoculars over there. But Canada was a good time.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Back to it. 2020's put a damper on things because one thing that we've really enjoyed doing as we've gotten a little bit older, especially with the kids getting older, is traveling. And the last true vacation we took was Mexico.
That was fun.
Mexico was a good time.
It was a really good time.
Mexico.
I want to go back.
We did Mackinac.
Yeah, it's pretty. The island's pretty.
The island was pretty. That creepy ass what was it? What was it, like a
Airbnb
cabin? It was like a log cabin.
It was creepy.
So
I didn't even want to let the kids.
Full disclosure, we are like more of suburbs, a suburban family, if you will.
We don't like spiders. We don't like coyotes. We don't like bears. We don't like woods. We don't like fire. Right. We don't like hunting.
I just don't like. I don't like spiders. I can't handle them.
The kids come to me to kill them.
Yeah, and I come to you to kill them. I'm not a big spider guy, but we went out there, and my goodness, it was creepy. So what was it? We were surrounded by 100 acres of just woods.
Yeah, it was creepy. We were right in the middle of all the woods.
Yeah, right across the street was the lake.
The lake.
Was that Lake Superior? Right?
It was freezing.
Yeah. We stayed in Sheboygan, Michigan.
Long away from society.
Yeah, like, what was it? It was like a half hour just to get to society. Like, dollar store, I think, was the quickest place, and it was like a half hour away. But we stayed out there, and it was a cabin. And the crazy thing is, we're watching TV or whatever. We're hanging out at night, and they don't have blinds or anything. It is pitch black out there. Like, I'm sitting there waiting for
Sasquatch.
Yeah, waiting for Bigfoot.
Yeah. Walk past our big window.
That's why I had my GoPro out and everything like that. Felt like I was on an episode of Gone Squatching. So it was very creepy. However, even though that was probably one of my least favorite vacations, I did like the dark sky in.
Oh yeah, that was fun.
What city was that in? Was that Mackinac Island or a city?
I don't know.
It was in one of the parks that they had there.
It was so dark.
Pitch black. You couldn't have your lights.
So dark. I was scared. So, when I'm scared, I argue with Eddie. We argued. I'm sure everybody heard us.
Dark night in
Sheboygan. Mackinac.
Dark night.
They have one in Beverly Shores as well, I heard. I haven't seen it yet, but
it's
I don't know how clear.
It's the International Dark Sky Park, I think, but I forgot it's in Mackinac City.
Oh, okay.
So if you Headlands. It was Headlands International. Yeah, right?
It's nice. Yeah.
That was the name of the place. It was really, really cool.
My friend Tiffany told us about it.
Yeah, I will tell you what. Yeah, she did. It was awesome. Mm-hmm. Highly creepy. Like, for me, it was one of those moments where I looked up and I'm like, wow, we are insignificant people.
Yeah.
Insignificant beings, very compared to the universe. Like, this universe is huge. Yeah. And like, when he was showing us Saturn.
Think, like, what else is out there looking at us?
I'm good. I don't want to think about that. Ignorance is bliss.
I don't want to think about it. That's pretty cool.
What I'll do is I'll continuously let Elon Musk think about that while I just dump money into his stocks. That's what I'll do. Because I don't want to think about that stuff. I'll let him do the thinking for me.
We saw the space station, too. And we saw Saturn with all the rings around it.
With the rings, yes.
Because they had like a high-tech telescope.
That doesn't creep you out, though?
Amazing. No.
That creeps me out.
The darkness scared me.
I wasn't scared of the darkness. I wasn't scared of any of it. I was just kind of like, wow, there's so much stuff out there.
I was terrified because every store you went, they were like, oh, this is the town for Bigfoot. Blah, buy Bigfoot statues.
There's no proof of it. There's only... If anybody's seen a Bigfoot, please leave a picture below. I just don't believe it. We're going to put this on the Facebook page. We're going to
Andrew
put this on
Rodriguez
YouTube.
is going to.
Oh my God! He loved that gun squatch.
Gun squatch.
My
Probably
boy,
your dad and Andrew would be like, "Oh, it's real."
My boy Andrew and my dad are both squatchers. I remember when he was always, he's like, "I'm telling you, man, it's real."
See, stuff like that creeps me out. Not the sky.
Yeah.
Stuff
Well,
like
my
that
dad was talking about it the other day. He's like, those things can run like 30 miles an hour. I'm like, Dad.
And it's like 8 feet tall.
I was like, Dad, those things, you talk to them as if one is in captivity right now. Like, you mean that unicorn? Something that doesn't exist. But that was fun. Probably one of my favorite vacations. My cousin Cindy, she helped us. She's my travel agent, our travel agent, and she's our cousin. And she's our friend.
Ski's travel agent.
Yeah, and we use her, and she's awesome.
She's our drinking buddy too.
Yeah, they are. Her and Shane. We like to.
We're gonna go to Rome together. I've already planned that. Don't tell Eddie.
I don't fly very well.
When we go in Cindy.
Yeah, I gotta get some more. I
want to go to Africa. I want to. I really do.
It's too hot. I'm good.
In Tulum, was it? Tulum was
hot.
horrendous.
Yeah, Tulum was hot.
And you and Ariana were like, "Oh, let's just stay here and look at the water."
It was great. I liked Tulum. Tulum was fun. We you know what? You're just trying to like dish the attention off yourself because you got hit by a dolphin.
I did get hit by a dolphin. That hurt. It hurt.
You know what I'll do is we'll have to find the video and I'll have to put it on.
Oh my God! Again,
I'll have to post it on the
we're
page.
Good. Courtney already saw it.
Yeah, it's so funny because every once in a while, Courtney she was most recent was like, "You still got that video when Denise got hit by that dolphin?"
Such a jerk you are.
Cracks me up.
Such a jerk, Courtney.
So
Courtney,
right? So, crazy with everything that's kind of going on right now in the United States, and with this election coming up, we'll talk about a big cluster. Beep.
Yeah.
Womp womp
Hey,
womp. Hold on.
Wait, we have that.
We do. Let me cue the clip real quick with everything that's going on with the political race right now.
And Joe Biden doesn't even know he's in it.
It's just
he's taking a nap somewhere.
Everything. You've got Biden who doesn't know who he is
or where he is,
and then you've got Trump.
Or which way to look at his phone.
I make the best deals. Like you've got everything, and you've got Joe.
Kamala.
It's like you've got Joe, where it's like, I'm running for Senate.
And then Kamala laughing hysterically.
Yeah, then she just said, Kamala. You got to pronounce it right. It's Kamala.
Kamala.
But yeah, so we've got that stuff going on. Hopefully we're kind of making an impact on getting this COVID stuff going. Hey, would you ever take the vaccine?
No.
Mm-mm. They're doing it too soon.
Too fast.
I mean, to each his own. They can do whatever they want, but it's a little too fast. And I'm not an anti-vaxxer by any means, by any means. But it's just, I just think they're trying to develop that a little bit too quick, you know. Plus side, the Cubs are doing pretty good. I miss baseball.
I really want to be a cutout in the stands. Drinking my Candy Crushable.
Your Candy Crushable. The Cubs are doing pretty good. Yankees are doing pretty good. FYI, those are my two favorite teams. Cubs first, hands down. Cubs first.
Kill the Yankees.
Make them suffer. Yeah, Cubs are still doing good. We're still 16-8 right now, so we're having a pretty good season. This NBA thing, the whole playing in the bubble's a little weird.
Yeah, that is weird. Me and Cameron watched like the backgrounds of them eating and what they get to eat and like how they live. And
JaVale McGee has a YouTube channel.
Is that the one we watch?
Yeah, that's the one. He's the one that I think he's a vegetarian and everything like that.
Oh yeah. And he's like, I can't trust this. It doesn't even look fake. Funny.
He picked up that like he's like, this is a hamburger. It's a plant burger. And he shook it. He's like, this doesn't even look real.
Like it looks like it even has like blood. What do they use that in there? It's like Jell-O.
It's like a gelatin. It's like, what is that, man? You know, I think you're better off eating the.
But for what they get, they don't get much, and it doesn't look very appetizing. Like those poor guys.
No, I think that the ones who are eating well and everything like that are like your LeBron James and, you know, the stars of the team. They probably don't have to mingle with the rest of the team. They probably get to do their own thing. And
are those the rookies?
JaVale McGee's not a rookie.
No.
But
I'd be mad.
Yeah.
Like, I will pay for the extra food.
So I'm not even a Clippers fan.
Call me Jimmy John's.
Yeah. I'm not even a Clippers fan, and I signed up to be one of their virtual fans, and I'm waiting to get
on there
an email. Yeah, because I guess you got to do it through Microsoft Teams, which we use at the office anyway. And
that's gonna be fun.
Oh my God, I'm gonna lose it. Actually, I'll probably go live from the podcast.
He's not gonna wear a shirt.
You're so stupid.
He's gonna just be naked, drinking a Candy Crush.
Like, can you get this dude off TV, please? Like. How did he sneak by, you know? So, but you know, like I said, one of the things I've always wanted to do was to do you know, a podcast. I really think it's cool just to be able to, you know, get in there, chat, talk about things, this and that. You know, we're gonna be bringing on guests and stuff like that, whether it's local people or we can bring people in through the phone. I got other friends that are that are into sports. I've got friends that are into art. I've got local business owners and stuff like that. So we're going to be bringing in some people so we can have some conversations and this and that of about life, everything. Nothing's really off topic. We can talk about anything, and at the end of the day, we can agree or we can agree to disagree. But the thing about it, the best that I like is, I can always disagree with somebody, but at the end of the day, I can.
But not me. He never disagrees with me.
Well, it's because you're always right.
Yeah, you're right.
See, you got to learn. You got to learn, gentlemen. So, but you can always agree to disagree. But at the end of the day, you can always shake hands. And I've got relatives, I've got friends and stuff like that I don't agree with on a lot of things, but we're still really good friends, and they're still some of my favorite.
Still relatives.
Yeah, and we're still some of my favorite family members. Speaking of friends, I'm going to give a call to my buddy Justin. He's on the Juice Pro Wrestling podcast. He runs it, and let's call him real quick.
He's going to answer the phone like,
he ain't going to answer. It's probably too late. Yeah, it's 10 o'clock. It's past his bedtime.
Hello?
Oh, he answered.
I thought it was going to be past his bedtime. What up, Juice?
What's going on?
Nada, man. Hey, man, I figure I was going to give you a call, give you a little shout out on the podcast. Wanted to see what you're up to, man. Justin, FYI, Justin is he does the Juice Pro Wrestling podcast. Who I used to be on a few episodes with them. Actually, more than a few, right, Juice?
Yeah, quite a fucking few, maybe a dirty dozen or so.
A dirty dozen. But wanted to get you on the line, man. One of the things I've wanted to do a podcast for quite some time. I always had a great time doing the podcast with you, and it's kind of I don't know, man. It's triggered the creative juices, no pun intended, to start my own, man. So tell us a little bit about you, man. What's up, Justin?
Right now I'm actually watching a wrestling bio thing on YouTube about the Latino World Order, or the LWO. Yeah, but other than that, just kicking it with the Juice Pro Wrestling podcast. We go hard in the paint every week, every Wednesday. We got a new episode out. We're currently on episode 120.
Dude, that's crazy. I think, what was the first one that I did with you guys? Like 5 or something like that? 5 or 7?
Something like that. I can't even remember. You have to go on the Facebook page when I made your little birthday tribute there. It's got all the episodes you appeared.
The birthday treats.
Right?
Yeah, that's
birthday blessed.
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. I can't believe. So 120 drops today. It did drop today, or is it dropping next week?
Yeah, no, it dropped today. It drops. The video for it drops tomorrow on YouTube. That's jpdub.com for all you out there listening.
For all the, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But no, man, we've been doing that, and actually started another podcast too, called The JP Dub, where it's kind of branching out, and we're talking more to just creative people in the entertainment industry. Like, we had George Romero's son on, a bunch of musicians that I played with over the years in different underground metal bands and stuff, and actors and all that shit. So, kind of branching out a little other than just the wrestling.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It's one of those things too, bro. Like, I think I've told you this before, but dude, when we went, so I've known Justin for quite some time. What, 9th grade, 10th grade?
Something like that, yeah. A long time.
It's crazy. So Justin moved to my neighborhood when I was growing up, and he played guitar. Dude, you would play Secret Agent Man on guitar, dude. I thought it was the coolest thing on the Lotus.
Yeah, the Lotus. I still have it in pieces somewhere.
Do you? Well, and it's funny, man, because I would see you and Chris do jamming all the time, and I'm like, man, saxophone's cool, but guitar's way cooler, bro. Yeah. So I ended up picking that up, man. I ended up picking up guitar, 16, 17 years old, and
never looking back.
No, man. The guitar, in my opinion, guitar is the finest instrument on earth. You can do anything with it.
That's right. I used to sleep with mine. I get scars from it. True story.
Well, you're still rocking the Fender, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm rocking a Fender, the Schecter.
Yeah.
And I play bass here and there. I haven't really played that much the last year. I mean, I wank here and there, but mainly been busy with doing vocals with the current band, Handsome Prick, and yeah, that's pretty much it. We got a new album dropping, probably, rumor has it, October, maybe around Halloween or something.
You're dabbling in everything. You like to dabble in all those treats.
I like to dabble, I just don't like the diddle. You know what
So tell me, so we were chatting the other day. I was listening to your episode 119 last week. You guys were at Warrior, where they had I wish I would have been able to make it, but that Warrior Wrestling, which I thought was really, really cool, they had at what school was it? What school was it in Illinois?
It's Marion Catholic High School.
Yeah, Marion Catholic, and they had it on the football field. Dude, that's the coolest thing ever.
Dude, it was, and it was a perfect night for it. Weather was just right, man. Like, everything was great, man. I had a great time, and I had a lot of stars out there from Impact and AEW, and independent promotions,
what Cage,
like freelance wrestling.
And Brian Cage was out there, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was there. He saw me rocking that Return of the Living Dead shirt I got. He was like, "Oh man, you're that dude." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm that
guy." Dude, that is awesome, man. So let me ask you, man. I know it's getting a little bit late and everything like that, but 2020, there were some badass concerts that were coming out this year that all got like canceled. Is there any one in particular that got canceled where you're just like, ugh, that sucks?
You know what? As far as what I can't really think of any off the top of my head, to be honest with you. I mean, there were some I was looking forward to going to, and just with all the stuff I've been wrapped up in, I've kind of forgot what they were. And it's weird because of this whole COVID thing. Doesn't even seem like concerts are a thing. Like, we're getting asked to do, shows like in March, and I think another one supposed to be in like a week or something, which probably isn't going to happen because it's a weird scenario, to like, how do you pull that off? How do you do that? How do you feel safe doing it,
Yeah. Well, and it's also too, it's others too, man. It's like, yeah, you can go play that show or, whatever it may be, but don't get me wrong. I've seen you play before, and you're going to put on the same show, whether it's in front of 10, 100 or 1,000 people, like, so people are going to get what they get with you. But the thing is like, I mean, that's, if there's nobody there, you know what I'm saying? It's a little bit tougher, when there's, limited people as opposed to a packed house.
Yeah. And we've been thinking about it. I mean, it's actually, for a while I was wanting to do something like, whether we were just practicing or whatever, and like maybe doing like a Facebook or a YouTube live of that. Now that's probably going to become more of a reality where we'll do like, another bands I've seen doing like quarantine jams and like live, I guess you'd call it a gig, that way via the internet. So that's probably going to be a reality at some point here. But
yeah. My buddy Derek is a sound guy, good friend of mine, and he did that Floyd tribute band, that Echoes of Pompeii. They were streaming live live shows and stuff like that. Couple of my musician buddies too were playing live sets on Facebook, and you could PayPal or whatever, whatever. I mean, you got to think, man, there's a lot of musicians, even locally, where this was, this really impacted them. You had professional musicians that were gigging out 4, 5, 6 times a week, and now nothing.
Yeah, it's weird. And I know, and they were booking at the Art Theater downtown Hobart, they were booking some pretty decent acts. I mean, I guess, going back to what you said about what I was looking forward to, Doyle from the Misfits, we were booked to play a gig with him. I believe it was like September of 2019, and he had to bail to go play with the Misfits because why not go play Madison Square Garden instead of the Art,
Yeah, no, I
hear but he was rescheduled to come out here and play, and then all of a sudden this hit, and we played with him before, but it's always cool to play with someone of that magnitude and someone, you kind of look up to. I'm a huge Misfits Danzig fan. So it would have been cool to get back and do that. And especially it would have been our first time, with the Prick playing like in my hometown, and I was really stoked for people to say that. So, or see that. And then, this whole fucking thing happened. And another weird thing about this like whole COVID mess, like there's a country guy, Joe Diffie. I guess he was big in like the early 90s or whatever. He had just played. I was coming home or cruising around, and I saw like his tour bus out. And then like a month or two later, after he had played, it's like he passed away from complications from COVID. Yeah.
Wow.
So it puts that weird stigma in your head. And I know it's what's the difference between, hey, going to a wrestling show, like it did with Warrior, as opposed to like a music venue where it's packed. The thing with Warrior was it was done right. It was staggered. It was outside. Everybody was maintaining distance and keeping everything clean. They had like sanitization stations and all that shit.
Say that 10 times fast.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
But it's a lot different than being in, if you're a smaller band like us and you're going and playing like a bar or something in Chicago or wherever, and it's just your assholes to elbows with, sweaty metalheads who already aren't clean and stinky.
Hey, but the thing is, though, is if you've ever gone to a show like that, you're immune from COVID.
Yeah, pretty much, man. Pretty much. And sometimes it's the same with wrestling, man. Some of these wrestling shows that I've been to, and it's like, damn, man, people ever heard of deodorant or showers?
Yeah. I don't think
they... That's right.
That is right. That is correct. That's great. You know what? The one show that I was really looking forward to, I really, really wanted to see it was, two.
Harry Styles.
Harry Styles. No, I was looking forward to seeing, it was Killswitch Engage, Light the Torch, and August Burns Red. Like, that would have been an amazing show. And then the Deftones, man. Like, I was really looking forward to and Rage Against the Machine, which all got rescheduled to next year. So I still got tickets, but when they got rescheduled, I was like, oh, that's awesome. And I seen like Rage got like rescheduled till September. And I told Denise, I was like, oh my God, this is great. And then I looked closely and it said September 2021. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah. And who knows if that'll even hold up,
Oh, I know.
Like I said, it's hard to like, it's so weird. I'm so used to like, if people are like, hit me up for bookings, it's like, okay, well, work out a deal, and then when we talk to the guys, if they're down, and then we go do it. Now it's like, do I even bother to ask? And it's like, no offense to the people, because hey, man, I love someone's interested in having us play. It's it's the shit right there. But and the people I've talked to that have asked us recently, I mean, they're pretty understanding, so that's cool. It's not like, hey, we're not saying like, screw you guys, we don't want to do this. It's a matter of being safe,
Yeah, no, I hear you. That's what it is, man. So, well, what you got? WrestleMania's coming up this Sunday, correct?
SummerSlam.
Oh yeah, SummerSlam. That's twice I've done that today. SummerSlam's coming up.
What's that old ECW chant? You know what it is.
You messed up. You messed up.
Right?
Yeah, but the SummerSlam's this Sunday, so that's gonna be cool. You gonna be watching that? You guys are gonna be coming over here, correct?
Yeah, that's what we're planning on, and got to do a live review afterwards with a couple different podcasts. So we'll see how that goes. And
That's
I just
awesome.
found out too. Saturday I was supposed to do an interview or a meetup or whatever it was. I don't know, an orgy. I don't know what it was. With Buff Bagwell.
That band sucks, by the way.
Yeah, right. From WCW, and dude just hit me up probably about 10 minutes before you called, and he's like, hey man, it's a no-go with Buff for Saturday. He just got in a bad car accident.
What?
And I was like,
I literally talked to you an hour ago. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. He's like, you can look it up, and I was like, man, hey, I'm not doubting you. I believe it. And sure enough, I Googled it, and down in Georgia or wherever he's at.
You said, hey, I'm not doubting you. I believe you. As soon as you hung up, you're like, Google.
Yeah. Well, no, I wanted to Google to see how bad it was.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, he's like most of these old school wrestlers that I don't know if they can't cope with not being in the limelight anymore or whatever it is. And a lot of these guys are either hurting and they have prescription pain pill problems and alcohol problems. And I believe he was drunk and he was on medication from what I read. He's in the hospital. I think it happened on Sunday.
That's crazy.
So, yeah, crazy shit, man. Life changes in the blink of an instant. Oh my God.
That's one thing too is, with any type of athletes in general, there's always that, especially aging athletes who've had the wear and tear. It's the pain addiction, the opioids and stuff like that. I would say more so in wrestling because you also have, abuse, recreational abuse of the drugs, even when they're in their primes, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, these guys, you figure, it's very much akin to, they're living that rock star life. They're on the road pretty much all year and, they come across the parties and like the women, the men, whichever way you swing.
Well, and that's a crazy thing now. That's a crazy thing now is like they're, like how you said, they really are rock stars, man. You got these, you've got some of these wrestlers and stuff like that have, just as much influence or just as much reach as, some of the big, professional sports, the NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL. When you look at Instagrams and stuff like that, you got some of these wrestlers that have millions and millions of followers.
Yeah, it's crazy. I think, obviously WWE, there's a lot more. That's the good thing about this day and age in the last several years is there's a lot more promotions popping up. And, you got AEW now, which is like pretty much the second biggest promotion in the country. But dude, WWE is like the juggernaut, the machine, and you go on like their YouTube, I don't even know how many hundreds of million subscribers they have. And all their social media. It's ridiculous, dude. Like the, what do they call it? Like the influencer or influential power or whatever the hell it is, however you coin that.
Yeah.
It's amazing to see how much they got, compared to like an athlete, like say like LeBron James or Peyton Manning or, any of that.
Yeah, well, that's a crazy thing too. Is like they're like with them being influencers and stuff like that. You got to think, back in the day, like with like Hulk Hogan and stuff like that. He was getting, he probably was getting some type of sponsorship money for whatever. But nowadays,
he was getting a lot. So Linda took it all.
All right, and Linda, listen, honey, listen, Linda. And it was like it's one of those things now where you got people that are making a living being a quote unquote like influencer, on all these social media platforms. It's crazy. There was what was it? Just this past Christmas, there's like a little kid who created like his parents helped him create a toy review where he reviewed toys and he made this kid's like what, 8 years old, 7, 8 years old.
Like all those toys and everything.
So all the toys
so far up, he's been able to drum up like $1.35.
Right. It's crazy the time that we're living in. The technology, it's a good thing, but it's also, it's a bad thing too, because I think more and more now people are addicted to their phones, but with that, the hindsight is you have the world at your fingertips, literally. The downfall is when, you're on your phone 8, 9, 10 hours a day. That thing is, there's been studies out there where, people feel lost. That they feel like a piece of them is gone if they leave their phone at home. And the thing is, I know that feeling. You leave your phone somewhere and you're just like, it's panic mode. Full on panic. So, but hey,
and like in my case, dude, it's a lot of that is, I do a lot of like my promoting and just creating like for the show and stuff through my phone. So it's like if it's gone, it's like shit.
Yeah, no.
What do you do?
I get it, man. That's the thing is you can do so much from your phone. Like literally, when I say the world is at your fingers, it truthfully is, But
but there is nothing wrong with taking a break, which I've been trying to do myself on like Sundays or something. Unless there's like a big wrestling event going on, I try to keep that to where I'm not really on it at all.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. A few weeks ago, we took. We went tubing. What river was that, Denise? I can't remember. It was
Tippecanoe, maybe?
It might have been. I'm going to say Tippecanoe. I'm 80% confident I'm wrong, but I'm going to say Tippecanoe. And
sounds good.
It does. It sounds good. Sounds right. Sounds rough. Sounds
until you're on the lake
right.
for 9 hours.
Yeah, we were there. Well, I'll tell you what, we were floating on that thing. I guess the river was a little bit lower than what it normally is, and we floated for like 9 hours. But I'm going to tell you one thing right now. It was amazing.
It was fun
to not have my phone in my hand.
Yeah.
Like, when, let me ask you that. When's the last time you've disconnected from your phone for 9 hours?
Probably when I was hungover as hell.
Put it on silent.
Like I said, it's I try to at least once a week, if not maybe twice. The weekends it's hard, when you're trying to promote a brand, and it's a full-time job within itself. Like, you constantly have to, especially when you're not a celebrity, you have to remind people of who you are and what you're bringing to the table, entertainment-wise. So, and if you're not paying, forking out buttloads of cash to, promote through Facebook and Instagram and all that stuff, your reach is very minimal, so you rely on the right hashtags and the perfect timing to insert your whatever post, when whatever's going on, somebody's talking about, we're talking about SummerSlam. Say Shawn Michaels is wrestling, even though he's not wrestling anymore, but, and I just interviewed him. That's a perfect time for me to insert, hey, check out this episode I cut with him, so that's kind of like the stuff that I do, as far as that goes, but it's hard, when you're doing that hustle, man, to step away, because it's like a full-time job. You want to get to that point to where you are drawing in revenue for it,
Yeah.
But
well,
in
and
order
that's the
to do
thing
that,
too.
It has to consume your time.
Oh, for sure. And that's the thing too, that, you've grown it in like just in 2 years, you've grown your podcast so big. You're like, your reach is, I mean, you got to think, man, it's tenfold. You know what I'm saying? What it started off at and everything like that. But the best part about it, is you just have a good time doing it. You're just having a good time talking about something you're passionate about.
Yeah, and that's the point. And you can't lose sight of that. There's been some bumps in the road with some people. We're not going to say any names. But people that want to be negative and kind of beat detractors and whatever. And it's like, you got to kind of look past that and just keep moving forward and doing what you do. And hey man, everybody's got different tastes and different likes, but I think as long as you're like real, you're positive, and you're very sprite, so to speak, or passionate about what you're doing, then I mean that shit, real recognizes real, and it'll happen at some point. But it's that drive, man. It's that grind. You got to keep it up.
No, I get it 100%, man. And it, like I said, this was something that I've been personally wanting to do for a really long time, and just never really had the. You can always make the excuses. You always have 101 different ones, right? I don't have the time, or I'm tired, or this or that. Work, blah blah blah. At the end,
I saw you calling, and I was about to go, this mother.
Right. Well, it's one of those things where if it's something you want to do, you'll find time for it. If it's something that you're passionate about, you'll find time for it. I love music, love travel. I mean, do the drones. I mean, there's a bunch of stuff that I'm into, and I've always wanted to do. I've always wanted to do the podcast, and it's one of those things. And because I listen to them. I listen to them a lot. And then when I was, like I said, when I was on your show, dude, those were fun times. Like, I had so many good times. Like, I mean, literally, I've laughed hard and this and that, especially the Chicken and Blessings episode,
yeah.
It was just, I've had so many good times, and I'm just like, you know what? It's time to start my own thing and kind of put my own twist onto everything, where, and like I said, this is, the whole thing with Stojo Zone is like, I don't want things to be, I don't want it to be one-sided. I don't want it to kind of like pinpoint me into one certain topic. Anything and everything is on the table, and like I was even stating earlier, we can have people in the studio, or we can have people on the podcast, and we can agree to disagree. But at the end of the day, guess what? Afterwards, man, we hug it out, have a beer, and that's the thing about it is you're not always going to agree with people. I mean, think of all the ones that you've had on your show where you might have completely different takes on or point of views on certain things, and you're still cool with each other. That's what makes us human. So, hey, let me ask you this: where where can people find you?
Instagram, Facebook, Juice Pro Wrestling, Twitter at JPW Podcast. If you hit up jpdub.com, that's a direct link to our YouTube channel. And we're on every podcasting platform. So whether you guys mess with Stitcher or iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, all that, we're everywhere. If you Google us, it'll pop up, Juice Pro Wrestling or the JPW Podcast. It's all there.
That is awesome. Hey man, I appreciate you being on the premiere episodes, episode number 1 of the Stojo podcast, and hopefully here, a couple years we can be on episode 120. So it's it's all fun stuff. So with that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're recording this tonight, and it'll be on YouTube. We're gonna put it on Facebook and all that stuff, and then eventually we're gonna get out to like Stitcher and iTunes, Spotify, all that other stuff. But you can find us right now on Facebook. All you gotta do is just search Stojo Zone on Facebook or YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. You can find us on there. You can even go to stojozone.com and you can find us on there as well. So with that being said, we appreciate it. We're looking forward to episode 2. Justin, thanks for being with us. Denise?
Anytime. I'm proud to get that show.
So with that said, it was
fun.
It was. It's a good time, So
a little nerve-wracking, but I got over it.
Well, you know what?
Yeah, get over it, Denise. Quit being so,
why are you so mean to me?
I know.
You're always so mean to me.
So
that's not true. You're a lovely woman.
Now we got to cue that outro.